Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome to my channel, English for You, the English Gate. Today, inshallah, we will continue studying and explaining the second part of the poem F. That is the poem for grade 9, Prep 3, and language schools and our sons abroad. We have studied the first and second part of the stanza. You can return back to the video. Okay, today inshallah we will start with stanza 3. Let's start with reading the verse. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. Let's discuss the meaning of the words, and the meaning of the words is very important, and I want you to keep the meaning of the words by heart, please. Heap here means pile, toss, throw suddenly, pitch, throw by the hand, breathe a word, speak or say a word, will, determination, heart, emotions, serve your turn, help you achieve your aims. Will, determination معناها إرادة. Risk, exposed to danger or venture. Winnings, gains, مكاسب. Hold on, don't give in. Sinew means strength, قوة أو طاقة. Nerve, temper. Let's go to the general meaning of the stanza, or the paraphrasing of that stanza. In this stanza, the father tries to instill hope, بمعنى يزرع الأمل, in his son's soul. Son should rebuild himself again if he fails. He should force his heart and all other parts to serve him as long as there is a will. طالما هناك إرادة. He shouldn't speak about his loss, but he has to start again. لا يجب أن يتحدث عن خسارته، بل يجب أن يبدأ مرة أخرى. He should pull himself together by his strong will. يجب أن يلملم نفسه مرة أخرى بإرادته القوية. Let's see general paraphrasing of the third stanza that will help you to understand the stanza, the general meaning of the stanza. In the third stanza, when the son risks, then fails to reach his goal, he must not lose his nerve, but be brave enough to summon up courage, يستجمع قواه, and hold on by his strong will and determination, بإرادته القوية. Figures of speech in this stanza contrasts in في تناقض في winnings and loss. احنا قلنا winnings هنا معناها مكاسب, loss خسارة. يبقى إذن هنا في contrast in that figure of speech. Also, there is a personification, the will which says hold on. الكاتب أو الشاعر هنا بيصور الإرادة كأنها as a human being that said to the man, hold on. The rhyming scheme of that, if you go here to see S, 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 W, E, U, N. So here, A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. Here the rhyming scheme depends on the rhyming or the intonation of why you are reciting or why you are saying the stanza. The fourth stanza and the last. Let's read it first. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, not lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you will be a man, my son. Let's see the meaning of words. Crowds here means common people, foes, enemies, unforgiving minute, time of hatred, لحظات من الكراهية, worth of distance run, fruitful work, عمل مثمر, making yourself busy doing useful work. Walk with kings, become near to great people. If you walk with people with great rank or rank with titled people, he asks his son to be modest, become near to great people. Virtue means godness, count with you, deal with you. Let's see the paraphrase of that stanza. Here, if you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, not lose the common touch. In line 1 and 2, the poet wants his son to know how to deal with all kinds of people, the rich and the poor, the noble and the common. Line 3 and 4, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. He advises his son to take care of his loving friends as well as his enemies. Sometimes appearance deceives us. أحيانا المظاهر بتخدعنا. In line 4, we said it. He warned him against involving with people too much. He should keep limits in dealing with people. يجب أن يضع حدود للتعامل مع الناس. Line 5 and 6. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run. In line 5 and 6, son shouldn't waste his time hating anyone. لا تضيع وقتك في كراهية الآخرين. Line 7 and 8, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you will be a man, my son. هنا أبناء الطلاب, you will see that here the conclusion of that poem, yours is the earth, سوف تمتلك الدنيا and everything that's in it, and which is more you will be, وبهذا سوف تكون إنسان بالمعنى الحقيقي. Let's see the paraphrase. In line 7 and 8, the poet gives the result following his advice. If son follows his father's advice, he will be successful. He will own the whole world besides being a man of moral and principle. إنسان بالأخلاقيات والمبادئ الحقيقية للإنسان. Let's see general paraphrasing of the fourth stanza. In the fourth stanza, the son is advised to be flexible, أن يكون مرنا, equally modest with common people as well as with people of rank, مع الناس الفقراء ومع الناس ذوي المكانة. He forgives. Let's add S here. He forgives his enemies before his friends. But at the same time, not too involved with them. He must try to compensate for every minute of hard feelings. يجب أن يعوض كل لحظات الشعور الصعب towards them. Then and only then will his son possess the whole world and be a man. The rhyming scheme of that stanza, A, B, C, D, C, D. And I want you to keep the rhyming scheme by heart. Let's see, my dear sons, here my commentary about the poem. The poem is composed of 4 stanzas. تتكون القصيدة من 4 stanza، 4 مقاطع. There is much comparison such as، وهذه المقارنات يجب أن نحفظها ونعيها جيدا. Keep your head, losing theirs. Lied about, don't deal in lies. Truth, imposters, triumph, disaster, winnings, loss, foes, loving friends. And I think we had mentioned all these comparisons while we were discussing the first, second, third, and fourth stanza. These comparison, what is the role of these comparison؟ ما هو دور هذه المقارنات في هذه القصيدة؟ These comparisons serve in clarifying the picture of perfection، توضيح صورة الكمال التي كان يريد الشاعر أن يكون عليها ابنه، which the poet is trying to describe and he wants son to be. The poet says clearly and simply that if his son can do these things which he has listed, his life will be enriched with meaning, and in addition, the son will be a man. In this context, the word man connotes a person who has good morals, strength of character, and a generous, loving, understanding, forgiving nature. طبيعة متسامحة متفهمة للآخرين. The poet repeats F several times in each stanza. ما هو المغزى من تكرار الشاعر لكلمة F في كل stanza مرات عديدة؟ Then the answer to all those comes in the last 2 lines. والإجابة تكون في آخر مقطعين أو آخر بيتين شعريين. This makes the picture complete. وهذا يكمل الصورة الشعرية للقصيدة. The poem consists of 32 lines. The first 30 lines are in the form of one long conditional clause in which the father gives his advice, and the last 2 lines are in the form of the result, which shows what the son would gain by following the father's advice. يبقى هنا القصيدة تكون من 32 بيتا أو سطر. أول 30 سطر كانت عبارة عن جمل شرطية، إذا أنت فعلت، وفي الأخير the last 2 lines are in the form of the result، هم النتيجة التي ستترتب على هذه conditions which shows what the son would gain، ما سيجنيه الولد أو الابن by following the father's advice، إذا اتبع نصائح الأب. This is a whole rhyming scheme of the poem. A, B, C, B, A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. The third, A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. Fourth, A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. Now, let's see the type of questions that you will see in your exams, my dear sons. Father, in this poem, wants his son to be realistic and practical. Explain. You will have these kind of questions, and I want you to answer and write your comments and send it to me in the comments after the video, after watching the video. List 2 pieces of advice that are most helpful to you. اذكر 2 من النصائح التي تراها مناسبة لك. Comparisons play an important part in this poem. وهذا ناقشناه في الجزء الأخير من القصيدة. أيضا you have this kind of question. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, and so on, paraphrase the lines. What is the name of the poet and what is the rhyming scheme؟ طبعا اسم الشاعر رودريارد كيبلينج، و rhyming scheme this is You see if it relates to the first, second, third, and you write the rhyming scheme. Here, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. Paraphrase these lines. What does the father advise his son to do? Why does the poet use much comparison in the poem? نلاحظ أن السؤال ده تكرر كثيرا وهو استخدام المقارنات في القصيدة. What's the main idea of the poem? This is mentioned and answered at the first part of the poem. You can return back to the first video. And which is more, you will be a man, my son discussed, showing what the poet means by the word man. If you can make أيضا find a figure of speech from the previous exam. سؤال من امتحان سابق. What does the poet advise his son to do in the following lines from F? هنا أبيات شعرية. And أخيرا find out a comparison from the above lines. وكده انتهينا من هذا الفيديو أبنائي الأعزاء. This is the end of our session today. I wish you have got the benefit of that video. After watching, please tell me your comments. Thank you for watching. Till we meet again, wishing you the best of time. Goodbye.